years ago, probably 100 years ago or so. It was supposed to be a way of gathering water for the keep in case of being attacked. Well, we've never been attacked, so we've never had to use it. So here are the keys. Hopefully you can get the locks open, because I've never been down there. I don't even know what's down there. So anyways, this will get you down to the river, and then you can make your way over to the temple and help all the others escape. Now, as you make your way over to when you get to the temple, we have a feisty priest in there. And the feisty priest, his name is Aegeon Falconmoon, and he's a half-elf, and I'll tell you what, for a half-elf, he's a feisty one. So tell him the password, and he'll know that you're there to save him.
What's the password?
What's the password?
The password is chowder.
All right.
I was going to say New England clam chowder, but...
Or as we say in the Moonshades, chowder.
Chowder. Not Manhattan chowder. New England chowder.
It's the white stuff. It's New England.
Yeah. Maybe it's the Waterhavian chowder.
That red shit is not chowder.
Right.
It's like tomato soup with slimy stuff.
We can all agree and move on.
I agree.
So Aegeon, he is the priest of the temple, and he is the one that is holding everything together. Hopefully he is. But scouts reported that there were 3 large masses of these kobolds and cultists that were surrounding the keep. So you're going to want to get down there. And he kind of points over towards the area of where the temple is. And you can see that there's all kinds of, there's smoke billowing up, much like there is all around Greenest, smoke billowing up, all kinds of these, Greenest is like an agricultural community, and a lot of caravans come through. They pick up, a lot of vegetables, a lot of other food to take to the other villages and areas in Greenfields, throughout the Greenfields. So, this is a pretty big hub. So there's a lot of hay, and all of these bales of hay are basically just spread out everywhere throughout Greenest, and it's pretty much illuminating everything to almost a bright light. So even though it's in the middle of the night, Jonathan, you're going to have no problem at all seeing. It's sort of between a dim and a bright, and the time is probably about, I would say, about equal to about 8 to 10 p.m.
Well, all those bales of hay means we can do some Assassin's Creed parkour over there.
Ah!
Let's go.
All right. To the old tunnel. All right. So Escobert the Red, everybody rushes down. There's sort of like a contingency of soldiers that are kind of pushing everybody out of the way, pushing the wounded out of the way. Coming through, Escobert the Red is saying. And he gets to like a dead end. And he goes, this is the exit. And him and a couple soldiers start taking all of the crates and barrels and knocking him out of the way. And there's a door. And, he gets his keys out and he fiddles around with them for about 30 seconds and gets the lock and has to push on the door a couple times and poof, poof, knock on it. Hey, I know this damn door will open. And he finally kicks it open. And it's, just screeches. It just needs some oil. And then he turns to one of the guards, get some oil on this thing, will ya? And then he tells you, here's the key. This skeleton key, will open basically the grate on the other side. Now, I don't know what's down there, but just make your way straight. It's just a straight shot all the way to the end. So, I'll move you guys over to the next map, which is the old tunnel.
Okay, so nobody's been in this since this place was constructed, right?
No, Escobert tells you that it was constructed 100 years ago, and it was constructed for basically to get water out of the river in case the keep was under assault and they were pinned in like they are now, and that's why the tunnel was made. And they've never had to use the tunnel, so they've kind of forgotten about it over time. So this is pretty much the first time that they've actually used this thing.
Okay,
It's,
so
it's empty, right?
I suppose it probably is. It's been locked up for all of these years, so I would imagine that it is. All right, so there we go. There's the map. You guys climb down the sort of like a shaft, and you get into a small opening. And the tunnel itself, as you with dark, everybody basically has dark vision except for Dweedletoes. You don't have any vision, so you're going to have to get like a torch going. And you look down as far as you can see, and it's just a very narrow chamber, about 6 to 8 feet, but only wide enough for really one person to travel down. And the tunnel it goes sort of like in a south to southeasterly direction. And you guys also all have inspiration tonight. As you can see, everybody has inspiration. The little star up on your portrait. And once you use inspiration, don't be afraid to use it. I'll give you more. For the great RP and all that good stuff, we'll give out more. So you guys are in this tunnel.
okay, so I have to light a torch, right? So
You're going to have to, yeah, if you want to. Unless you want to cling on to somebody.
No, I will light a torch, but I'll try to conceal the light from going too far into the tunnel. But actually, before I do that, I'm going to look. Well, I actually can't look at anybody, but before we're in complete darkness, I guess I try to get over by Vane, and I say, Vane, you look like a stealthy type.
I be.
Would you like the blessing of the trickster?
Oh, totally.
All right. So I'll use the blessing of the trickster on her, which for 1 hour will give her advantage on stealth checks.
Right on. It sounds so unique. Hey, how would you like to have the blessing on you? The blessing of the trickster.
Wait, what am I agreeing to?
Just sign these 5 documents.
I don't do paperwork.
I love it. This is definitely you can definitely tell that, especially both Amber and Orga, you have an eye for dwarvish types of architecture. You can definitely tell that this was a rushed job for sure. I mean, this isn't your, stereotypical high quality dwarvish architecture. But, there's lots of a really, I want to say, really musky smell is pretty much overwhelming everyone. And you can also smell smoke. There's a little bit of fog, and spider webs are everywhere. And you can see small spiders kind of squeaking and, hiding in and out of the layers and layers of webs. I mean, it's not to the point to where you have to hack your way through like, Frodo and Samwise or anything. Yeah, you could probably do that too.
I don't think this was built to code.
No fire access.
A rush job.
Yeah, it was definitely a rush job.
Well, you'll have to ask Dweedletoes because I'm the one with the torch. So.
Yeah, you're actually ruining my night vision.
I know. Well, I'm trying to shield it. That's why I'm going to try to shield it and remain kind of in the back of the party, and just hold something in front of it to kind of block it so that I can kind of see where I'm stepping, but it's not going all the way down the old walkway here.
Like a piece of cardboard or something that catches on fire.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, I mean, if someone asks me in character to set things on fire, I'd be happy to. Dweedletoes like setting things on fire.
So I will venture down the scary hallway.
Sure.
Who's with me?
I'll go with you.
I'll
I don't
stay
mind
back
doing
here.
this.
I'll stay back here and keep up the rear just in case something comes at us from behind.
I think I can do that. I can't figure out where my character went.
I can't
All right.
figure out why my character's upside down.
You can just use your mouse wheel, Wolfgang, to kind of rotate him back around. There you go.
That's better.
I don't like the music that they pipe in overhead.
I love it. So as you start to make your way down, Amber and Orgo, you guys can see that the cavern kind of moves to the east. And from what you remember Escobert telling you in Nighthill, this tunnel was just supposed to be a straight shot. And now you've basically come to a portion of the tunnel where it kind of veers to the east.
So we should go to the east.
That is up to you.
Should we?
It's under new management.
Maybe.
No, I'm in front.
Oh, the dwarves are going to have a throwdown about who's in the lead.
So why don't
Ladies first. Ladies first.
Orgo and Amber, why don't you guys give me a perception check?
Okay, I have to roll this in the box, right? Is that correct?
Yep.
Or do I have to roll it on my character sheet?
You can go to your character sheet, which is the second tab down, and perception. You would just click on the little die there on the right hand side, and it'll just throw the roll right there in the chat. It'll do it for you automatically. Or you could pick it up and throw it in there.
Okay,
All
I
right,
see
Orgo.
it, but mine's not showing a die. I see where it says perception.
Yeah, on the right hand
The
side
die
there's
is
a
really
little
small.
yeah, it's a little small +2. You can actually just pick up that +2 if you want on the right hand side. There you go.
Yeah, that worked.
All right,
Not
there
very
you go.
well, but
All right, so Orgo, something kind of catches your eye, and it seems like Amber didn't notice it because she's just she's worried about being first. She's just trucking on.
of course I am.
Yeah. So you notice that it seems this has been dug fairly recently compared to the rest of the tunnel.
New stonework.
Yes, definitely. And this is even more rushed than the main tunnel.
All right, Amber, look at this. I'm going to call her attention to it, and if this is new work. This isn't the way.
Yes. But there could be shinies down here.
There could be a nest of goblins. It's not what we came for. Let's go the other way.
You make a good point. All right. You lead the way this time. My
Should we
drunken eyes have
collapse it?
failed me.
Should we try and collapse it?
On our own heads?
Before you
No, just that whole section. I mean,
Because it might lead to...
Hey guys, I found some spider webs.
Well, the one thing Amber
Thanks, Tweedle.
as Dweedle's all tangled up in him back there, he's kind of floating in the webs and all. Poor little guy. Amber, before you kind of turn around, you notice that the shaft of this tunnel goes down about 15 feet, and then it opens up into, because you have dark vision, you see it open up into sort of like a chamber.
Split the party.
Go for it, right?
That's totally
wait,
what we should
I
do.
think I see,
Split the party
something
up.
more. It's definitely a bigger room. I think we should check it out.
Did you say there was gold?
I did.
Treasure? Where are we going? Where's the treasure?
are you stealthy? You can
I'm
just
taking the
scout
lead.
ahead.
We're very stealthy.
Oh my god, guys.
Man, I miss the moonshades, I tell you what.
Dwarven greed. You can count on it.
Vane,
Good luck.
weren't you
Let us
supposed to
know
be
how
up
it
front?
goes.
I must have missed something. I was caught in those spider webs back there.
It's
Thanks for
cold,
helping
I
out,
tell you,
guys.
it's cold.
All right, so you work your way into a large antechamber, and there's, well, you notice that there's a lot of holes, sort of on the base of this rock, of the earthen wall, lots of holes, and you can see rats scurrying in between all of these holes. I mean, they're just scurrying through your feet and squeaking all over the place as you guys enter the room. Tons
Why
of
do they have to
rats.
be rats?
Probably,
Always rats.
probably 40 rats.
And spiders.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the spider webs, they're not as dense as they were back in the original tunnel. Like I said, this is a newly dug tunnel, so the spiders haven't had a chance to fully saturate this place with webs yet. But you see, it does connect back up with the other tunnel.
I would like to search the room.
I would love for you to. So you can give me a perception check.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to find my character sheet. I'm
Actually,
sorry.
give me an
Sure, we'll
investigation. Seeing that you're searching, you can go ahead and give me an investigation check. And how are you searching? What are you searching for? Are you just kind of looking
Hidden
around for?
walls,
Okay.
Looking for, maybe hidden gold, why this area is newer than the others.
All right.
My investigation sucks, so I think I'm going to do perception if that's okay.
Sure, you can do. Sure,
Alright,
you
I'll
can.
do some
You can do
investigating.
perception.
Can
Oh.
I cast a
Except for that
spell?
sucked too.
Wow, you guys are on with the ones tonight, aren't you? So, you're kind of down on your hands and knees, kind of looking around for false
Can I cast
panels.
something
And
real quick?
Sure.
Sorry.
What do you want to cast, Weedle? Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to come in here and cast light in the middle of the room just to illuminate
Sure.
the whole area.
Do you want to
since I
cast
can't
it
see
on
a
a
damn thing.
rock, or
Sorry,
because
guys.
there's
I'll
there's
cast
plenty
on
of
a rock
rocks.
right in the center of the room.
Sure. All right. Sure. It illuminates.
I got a
fully.
rock.
It illuminates the entire room. Well, as you illuminate the entire room, Amber, she's down on her hands and knees. She's looking around for pressure plates and whatnot, looking for any kind of hope for maybe a false panel or something. All of a sudden, Amber just gets swarmed with rats. I mean, these rats just come out of everywhere. All of these holes. It's like the Pied Piper. She's just playing her music, and all of the rats, they just swarm to her. So we're going to go ahead, seeing that you guys had already seen the rats. There were plenty of rats. You guys can go ahead and roll initiative, and good old Orgo, you're also covered with rats. So
Oh,
2
excellent.
rat swarms. You may roll initiative. The rats actually
Sorry.
rolled pretty good.
Did that roll it correctly?
On the main page of your character sheet, that's where you roll the initiative. So
But
right in
I
the middle.
think I did right.
You
Yeah.
see mine? I rolled a 14.
Yeah. Yep. It looked like everybody's initiative was added to the tracker. So very nice.
So why does ours say iron,
Oops.
initiative, but then Vane's doesn't?
Let's see. We're still waiting for Cinerec to roll initiative and Vane.
Yeah, I rolled it in my
Okay.
character sheet.
What did you roll? I'll put it in there.
It's
It says,
showing.
it says 17, but it isn't going away either.
Okay.
It's showing up in the chat room, chat window, but it doesn't say initiative on it. So I'm wondering if
There
it's
you go.
because, Jid, did you double click on the initiative or drop it from that box directly?
No. Double click on initiative? Okay.
Yeah, you got to open your character sheet and go to the main tab, and then double click initiative.
Yeah, and then I got 10. Okay.
That's okay. I put it as 17 for you.
Awesome.
All right. So it looks like the rats, they had a 20. So let's go ahead and get these.
Those
Yeah.
jerks.
Oh,
Of course they did.
unfortunately.
Dirty rats.
What about
If only I
Cinerec, though?
had my bagpipes out, I could woo them away with my beautiful music.
I would
Looks
like to hear
Cinerec-
that
Cinerec beat
song.
them, though.
All right, so they're occupying as you guys can see, they're occupying basically the squares that you guys are in. So yes. All right, so
Game over.
Rat Swarm 1. Oh, actually, no, Cinerec, you've got a 21 initiative. You get to go first.
I do have a
Save me!
21.
Save me!
Yeah, you have a 21. You get to go first.
That's
The elf, yeah.
There were 2 swarms, but now I only see 1.
Yeah, there are two. There are definitely 2 swarms here. There you go.
Is it in the hex with somebody?
It is. They occupy the
Yeah.
same space. Yeah. Yep. They sure do.
Well, what's your alignment, though, Chris? That's the question.
Right?
Nice.
It does kind of remind me of walking amongst human kingdoms, but
I have a really bad joke that's probably not PG.
Yeah, go for it.
Do
We're all
it.
adults here.
I don't
What's
think
it-
this is a PG game.
Do it.
what is this show rated, anyway?
Well, Chris said he had a rock, and I'm on my hands and knees, so I think you should save me.
I see.
Ladies.
Ladies first.
Yeah, that was bad.
All right. I am gonna move up.
Too
a little
good.
bit, and then I think
Thank you guys for the retweets. Appreciate it.
I'm gonna firebolt the one that is not in the hex with my buddy.
Okay.
All right, where's the firebolt?
All right, so remember how to attack. You can do it a couple different ways. You can, on your character sheet, you can take your spell bolt attack, your fire bolt attack, and you can drop it on the token, or you can control click that rat swarm, and then you can click your character sheet that way, or you can drag and drop it onto the rat swarm in the tracker.
Just trying to get the map and my character sheet.
Oh, no problem. Take your time. Oh, Chris. Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
That's unfortunately another. Yeah. What happens, Chris, is as you
We
go
are
to
the
cast,
worst party ever.
you're.
Wow.
We should call ourselves Rolling Ones.
It's like you have some type of brain fart, and you forget the vocal the vocal part of your spell, and the spell just kind of fizzles out.
Too much
Hey,
time spent away from your elves, man.
It's true. All you non-elves are bringing me down.
I think it was Amber that she kind of distracted you a little bit.
And she started telling
Just a little.
some obscene joke, and you're like, what?
All right.
No, the elves and dwarves don't mingle that way, so it really upset him.
All right, so Rat Swarm 1 is
They
going.
can in Fantasy Age.
I love it.
That's a good plug,
Oh
man.
my goodness! All right, so
Thank you.
you're going to be a great plug. I like it. We're going to be attacking Amber here. She's on her hands and knees. So basically, I'm going to have advantage because you're basically in a prone position. So I'm going to go ahead and attack with my rat swarm right upside your head.
Only gold would tempt you into such a position.
This is true. This is true. Gems
Crazy.
would also. Gems
Crazy,
would also.
crazy
Diamonds,
dwarves.
rubies.
Halflings don't like wealth at all.
21 versus AC is a hit. So let's go ahead and do some damage. As the rats ravage you for a total of 6 piercing damage. They're getting all into your armor and whatnot, just gnawing away at you. Alright, so next let's go to the next rat swarm, which is Rat Swarm 2. And it is attacking Orgo. And
I fear no rats.
Orgo, let's see what the rat swarm does on you. It's a horrible miss. Almost a critical fumble. So Vane, we're up to you. What would you like to do? You're within striking distance of this rat swarm here.
Can you backstab a rat swarm?
Sure, you can get sneak attack. You most certainly can.
It sounds pretty silly, doesn't it?
You won't get
It does, right?
yeah, you won't get any other kind of bonuses. I mean, if you're going to shoot, I wouldn't recommend it shooting it with your bow because you'll get disadvantage because you're right next to it. But if you pull out your daggers, you can stabby them, and you'll get, if you hit, seeing that the rats are engaged to Orgo, you'll get sneak attack, which is a pretty good amount of extra damage that you'll get. So.
Okay. So do I want to use my throwing dagger? I have a main hand dagger.
That's it. Main hand dagger. That's it.
And do I have to drag the sneak attack icon up to that?
Only
Is that
if
what
you
I do?
hit. Yeah, when you hit,
Oh,
after you hit, then that's when you drag the sneak attack pendant onto your character in the tracker.
okay.
So let's see if you
I'm
hit
on-
first.
All right, so I'm on my actions tab. Is that
Mhm.
where I want to be?
That's exactly where you want to be. And- Yep, where it says main hand dagger. See where the sword is with the dice that says +5?
Yep.
Just take that and drop it right on that rat that's right there next to you. And it'll tell you if you hit or if you miss. Perfect. You swing your dagger. You hit with an 18 versus AC. Now on your actions tab again, that little zombie icon, the condition that says sneak attack, take that and drop it on you and the combat tracker, and that's going to give you your sneak attack damage bonus.
Okay. Where is the combat tracker?
Okay. The combat tracker is in the top right-hand corner. The swords that are crossed. Perfect. So
Yay!
now what you want to do is take your main hand dagger damage, which is the 1d4 plus 3, and just take that and drag it right on those rats, and it'll automatically add in an additional 1d6 for your sneak attack. And it'll give you the total. Perfect. So you do a total of 6 damage to the rats, which you've wounded quite a few of them as rats kind of squeal and fly all over the place, and looks like the swarm has gotten a little bit smaller. So you now have an offhand attack too, because you're using 2 daggers, so you can go ahead and get an offhand attack also. You won't get sneak attack, but you'll just get an offhand attack.
Okay.
We're using fantasy grounds, folks. The second attack, you whisk through, and all the rats scatter as you miss your attack.
Plus, I was completely grossed out.
Totally. Oh, like totally gnarly.
Oh, looks like she's actually stabbing Orgo to death down there.
Orgo.
No.
It does.
Oh, it does.
Orgo
It
took
does,
6
doesn't it? Oh my goodness. I'll have to take the 6 damage. As he's covered in rats, you hear
I
Orgo
am
go,
covered in rats.
"Ouch!"
I can see how you'd make that mistake.
Yeah, Orgo, you're covered in blood, man. You okay?
No. I'm gonna keep it simple here. I'm just gonna brush these rats off my shoulder with a battle axe. Yeah.
I like it. That's the best way to get all those rats
I
off.
don't know how that's gonna work.
Well, it did pretty good. That's a 21 versus
works
AC.
great.
Yeah. So you can go ahead and
Apparently, I'm doing damage to myself.
you are.
though.
Let's move these. Let's move the rats over. In fact, we'll move you over, and I'll add 11 damage to the rats. All right, so that's a total of 17
Orgo's bleeding to
damage.
death.
I tried to shave with a battle axe. It was a mistake.
All right, so that's
You
it.
dwarves.
Dweedletoes, you're up now.
Okay, I'm gonna take a shot with my short bow and see how that turns out here. Do not call me Rat Slayer after this.
Yeah, that's a hit. 11 versus AC with your bow. Nice hit. There's a bunch of, well, nice, really nice. Rats are a little resistant to your damage, but you take several out. Rats go flying everywhere. If you want to take any other movement, you can do that also. And
I
we'll
think
go
I'll
to
stay put.
Okay, we'll go to Amber. So you're up, Amber.
All right, I think I'm gonna hit one of this guy, or these rats are all over me with my sword here. Hold on, give me just a second to figure this out.
If you want to stand up, that'll only cost you half your movement. So
Oh
if you
yeah,
wanna
of
do
course I
that,
will
yeah.
want to do that. I will do that
All right.
first.
Sounds good.
Did I do that correctly?
Yeah, you hit the rats. You hit the swarm of rats. So you can go ahead and do damage now. All right, 8 more damage to the rats.
Die, rats, die.
A little bit of the damage was resisted, but not a big deal. All right, round 2. Cineric, you're back up.
Okay then. Alright, I'm going to move a little
I think
bit.
about 10 years ago they're open.
Then I'm going to cast Lightning Lord to try to pull these rats off of my friends here.
All right. All right, so are you attacking the rats that are on type of amber?
It's hard for me to see the icon. It was the one on the top, I guess.
Okay, the ones on Orgo. Okay.